We are live. It's Friday at Farpoint Toys and Collectibles and Comics and Records and joyful love of whatever we have. I'm just rambling here. We've been working on some stuff. Before we get to Andrew, we have... No, you know what? After we're done, I'll do a whole thing. We've been working. I mean, been laying floor. We got some new cases. We got some new stuff.
Everything looks amazing.
But I think the store... We think the store... We're going to do a whole thing about this, but... The store has taken its, not final form, but what has it taken?
It's a step closer, I think.
It's where the three of us, the aesthetic, where we wanted it. There's still little things we want to do, but like as far as like where cases are, where products going to be.
Sorry to borrow a Frankism, but you know, like when he was talking about the toy store, he's like, the store was never really ever finished. Like,
No, it'll never be finished, but like we had to open it at a certain time.
Right.
And there were still cases we wanted to get. There were still the video games have never been displayed right until now. The front room was never right until now. The comic, we called the comic room the '90s room because it just had like filler '90s stuff. And some of it's cool, but it's the comic room now. Like this cafe area, we can just do a little snippet of it.
Oh, now it's covered in crap. But...
Yeah, but I mean. Oh, what's that, a soda machine? Oh, from It's a Toy Store, we got the Coke machine! But anyway, this was a different case. Now the cafe area is going to be... You got Power Rangers, you got Turtles, we're going to have He-Man, we're going to have all the 80s toy lines surrounding the table here. So when you come and sit and chill, you are just sitting among the big, awesome toy lines of the 80s. But without further ado, I'll sit here. It is. What day is it, guys?
It's Wednesday? No. Is it Thursday? Is it Saturday?
It took me a minute it took me a minute to get what she was doing. It's Friday, which means I got our old friend, the Black Bag of Mystery. But, as we know, Penelope for the past few episodes has not been that much of a fan of the Black Bag.
I didn't look at it.
So, no, well, that's fine.
Well, because it looks like the trash.
So, goodbye to the Black Bag of Mystery.
And look what's inside.
Hello.
Another one.
To the shade
2.0.
No, this is the shade wrapping of Enigma. It's different. The Black Bag of Mystery is dead.
Kill it, Andrew. Kill it.
It's dead. Now we have the shade wrapping of Enigma.
It birthed
like
a new one. It's a lot. It's like the. It's like the symbiote.
Yeah, kind of. It just grows more.
I'm gonna Google you a nice black bag with a question mark on it.
Okay, great. Well, we'll have to put a question. I guarantee we'll have to put a question. Anyway, but yeah, so my new picks of the week, and then we'll get to the final cranky.
Oh, gosh.
Best writer.
That means I really need to catch up.
2017. Also, I have to catch up as well.
Yeah.
So we have a returning favorite, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 24. Returning favorite, Wonder Woman Conan 6, the finale of the crossover that we all wanted but never knew to ask for. And my favorite of the week, which surprised me, like legit, I genuinely was not expecting this.
I can't wait to hear.
Matahari number 1.
I can't wait to hear about this.
The biography.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this.
Yeah,
I have questions immediately.
Absolutely, and we'll get there. But let's go to the more traditional picks. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 24. We'll start. That's a good. Oh, that's nice.
Can you guys zoom in on this?
Let's spoil it.
There's a nice black bag there. We're gonna
have to buy that for him.
I am.
Anyway,
that's why I'm
she wants to. She doesn't like. Anyway, so
she doesn't like the trash bag of what?
Well, no, it's I don't know what you're saying. This is the shade packaging of Enigma.
It's still the trash bag of
Anyway, so we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 24.
My mom's watching again.
She actually asked on Instagram when we were starting.
Oh my god. So, prelude to the Shattered Grid event, which people who are in the know with the Power Rangers fandom, it's the crossover of the two Power Ranger ongoings to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the franchise.
Okay.
So 24 is...
Power Rangers news. Let's celebrate it.
Yeah,
Let's celebrate the franchise.
Oh my
Real
god.
quick.
All right,
so we went to Toy Fair over the...
actual...
In case you missed all of the posts we were making.
We went to Toy Fair and posted a lot about it. Bandai has carried the Power Rangers toy line
since its inception.
Since the inception.
Since the inception. It's gone over 3 different companies.
Bandai has
been the toy manufacturer. You know, through I forget, they were called Saban Entertainment or something, into Disney, and then now Saban Brands, which currently holds it. They've all been making Power Rangers at different times, but Bandai has always made Power Ranger toys. And it's the idea that Hasbro is their biggest competitor is now going to be making Power Rangers toys is crazy. And even so they also, I don't know if you guys heard this, they announced the tokusatsu that's being adapted into Power Rangers next year. It's Go Busters, which is a Sentai series from like 4 years ago. They're also going backward. That's never happened. They've only ever gone forward with Sentai. They've skipped some series, but they've never gone backward. So that's awesome. And so a lot of people are like questioning whether or not fizzling out the deal with Bandai ruins the relationship with Toho and like the Japanese studios, which has a very, very close relationship with Bandai Japan.
Sure.
So there's a lot of speculation that like they only are allowed to do older Sentai, and like maybe they'll have to go to.
Oh my god! Or just start doing it completely Americanized Power Rangers.
There's a lot of speculation.
Take old episodes of the Brady Bunch.
There's a lot of speculation. There's a Chinese Chinese Sentai equivalent called Great Saver. There's a lot of speculation about whether or not Great Saver might become Power Rangers after they lose. There's a lot of...
Yep. You heard it here, 15th.
Speculation! The ground isn't solid, though. No one knows what's happening. Everyone is confused. You know, dogs and cats are living together. It's mass hysteria. Mass hysteria. Yeah. But the comic is great. So this is basically an issue tying up... if you remember when I was reviewing 24, the Finster has, like, sleeper agent monsters that like don't know that they're monsters, but then like will grow in the middle of series and cause havoc. That's art by Jonas Sheriff. Colors are by Joanna LaFuente. She's great. She does all the I believe she does the Power Rangers and the book, so she gets busy. Jonas Sheriff is a really, really good artist. I especially love these amazing monster designs.
Mom, are you just throwing? I'm gonna everybody. Not pay attention. I'm going to speak right to my mother right now.
Take a picture of
Mom, are you just saying toy lines, like out of just saying things, or is this relevant to the conversation? You said Richie Rich, fun. No, oh, you're a Richie Rich fan. Okay, cool. And Ghostbusters. Have we mentioned Ghostbusters?
I did Mass Hysteria.
Oh, you did the line. Yeah. My mom got the reference. Yeah. Mom got the. All right, everybody.
Yeah, can we resume?
Prop.
Mom got the reference. Mom got the reference.
I want to go to Jonas Sheriff and Kyle Higgins, the writer, finally, Jonas Sheriff is new to the Power Rangers, but Kyle Higgins has been writing it for a while. I want to give them props to getting the monster aesthetic. Last month we had Sheeple, who I really, really liked. He was a sheep conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, remember, if you refer back.
Here we have Pilgrim Ace, who is a Crusader, Mayflower guy. And then we have Sergeant Maze, who is like
corn.
A corn. God. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I want all these as toys. But yeah, so like they really, really get the Power Rangers mythos, and it's really cool to see them mix grounded storyline with like weird concepts.
I don't get the Pilgrim Ace.
So he's like if you look, he's wearing a Crusader helmet, like a knight helmet.
Yeah.
He's got like the cross guard. So it's like he's a knight, but he's a pilgrim, like a United States pilgrim.
Like a U.S. pilgrim. Is that an official thing?
I don't know.
I don't think they were United States with a pilgrim too.
Does he have a buckle hat?
Yeah, he does.
He does have a buckle
It's weird.
hat.
And he goes, well, hello there, fancy dragon man.
So he's a Crusader pilgrim.
He's a Crusader pilgrim.
Okay.
Look, I mean, he never gets named. There's a chainsaw Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't know. They match the Power Ranger aesthetics of thing with noun.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. And I appreciate if I have to nitpick the overall. Yeah, we got a huge case of this great vintage Power Ranger monsters going from season 1 to Zeo. I'm pretty sure.
Give me a noun to noun in there.
Oh, Pudgy Pig.
Pudgy Pig. No, that's an adjective.
Oh,
Pudgy Pig.
Robo-Goat.
Okay, Robo-Goat. You got
Robo-Goat.
it.
All right, fine. We got
Pexter's definitely a guy. I love Pudgy Pig. Can I just interject? And I love
Pudgy Pig's one of my great season 1 monsters.
I love him.
And he has 3, I think, physical appearances in the original Mighty Morphin, or something like that. Anyway, so yeah,
okay.
if I had to nitpick about art, because I do like Jonas Sheriff's art, but the helmets never look right to me. He does like this weird circular boxed in thing. It really shows with the mouthpieces, and there are some facial expressions that are weird.
Helmet facial expressions?
No, like just people facial expressions.
So you're actually critiquing an artist.
A little
this
bit.
Is a Friday's Revenge first.
I don't think so.
It's not first.
No?
He has opinions. Just because it's one.
Well, no, like I said, I really love.
Coffee?
I love his robots. I love the way he does the cinematography, which is like framing a scene. It's not it's not cinema because
but it's the same idea.
He just and to be fair, I'm pretty sure it may be like a deadline thing.
I just like that we're going to hashtag him, but you're not kissing his ass. I really like that. I appreciate that.
I talked to him before.
Oh, okay.
I like the guy. He's very, very nice and very, very talented.
Right, but Andrew thinks you should address your facial expressions.
And again, I think it might have been a deadline thing. I really.
You think he's rushing?
Yeah. Well, no, he had to get this done because next month's the event. So I really think it might have been a deadline thing. Overall, though, the book's great, and overall his art is really, like I said, the helmets never look right to me.
And you love the book, so I mean.
I love the book, and I love his art, and I really love his monsters. His designs are A++ for me. But yeah, the book overall, I think A-.
Are we doing a number system, or are we doing do we change it to a letter system?
So we changed the letter system because that's what I do for You Don't Read Comics.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I do it over there. So
all right.
I for consistency's sake.
He usually does both.
Yeah, like 9-8 though. Yeah, A-.
Sure.
It's they had a lot to get done because they had to basically resolve most of the plot points so they could get into the event. That's basically what this is. There is a Deus Ex Machina. Which I'm kind of okay with, but it seems a little bit weird. They do that thing that a lot of comic writers do, where they stack the deck against the heroes, and then they, Deus Ex Machina. I don't know. It kind of works. But yeah, A- stuff.
Sure.
I really like the dark themes that they do with that's I think Grace Sterling is her name. She's like a former Power Ranger who does. She has her own organization that basically clean up monster attacks. And they were talking about getting proactive and doing stuff that the Rangers didn't agree with. So I like that there are more heavier themes, but then there's still a guy named Pilgrimace. So it works for me.
Heavy themes but goofy.
Heavy themes but fitting with the universe.
Yep.
So really, really good. Highly recommend. Now, I don't think we've ever talked about this. This is the ending of a miniseries. I don't think I've covered a miniseries ending before on this segment. Issue number 6 of 6. Conan Wonder Woman.
Now, if you're interested in getting this, I'm sure they'll be doing a trade of it very soon.
I believe it's solicited already.
All right.
So if you want the trade, ask us, because I'm with it.
And this is the second or third time this has come into Fridays with Andrew?
Second.
Okay.
I did Conan Wonder Woman number 5, which was a great penultimate issue. That was a really great way to lead into the ending of a story arc. Wonder Woman Conan, to catch us up from that issue. Wonder Woman has been transported back to modern time from the Hyborian age.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great, I got it right. Leaving one of her bracelets and her lasso with Conan. While Conan basically has to deal with the crow goddesses of chaos that have been messing with them since the beginning of the issue. So Wonder Woman has to figure out how to get back to the Hyborian age, and then her and Conan have to stop the crow goddesses from killing an entire village of people because they didn't kill each other like they wanted.
She's not in the Hyborian age?
She got transported at the end of issue 5.
Oh.
So she has to figure out how to get
back. Okay.
Yeah. Back to the past.
Yep.
Back to the Future, part 2. All right, no. Yeah, all right, anyway. This is, yeah. So it's really good. Gail Simone's doing the art. Wait, is it Christopher Lopez?
Wrap everything up in a nice bow?
Yeah. So one of the things.
Is there a ... at the end?
There's not a ... at the end. There's actually. Some people might think the ending is cheesy. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a concept about echoes and a concept about things repeating. That's been a theme throughout the series.
Yes, Mother, your son loves Conan.
Yes, you do. And honestly, I think I said this last time I talked about Conan and Wonder Woman. I wasn't the biggest Conan guy. I didn't hate Conan, but he was never for me. I really liked what Gail Simone did with Conan. I really liked this. It's different than what I've seen before.
Well, what you've seen before is, womanizing. Well, I mean, some Barry Smith stuff and some. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, but the character himself is not a character for this day and age.
Right, and not and again, I can deal with an anti-hero. I can deal with a creep, but but I don't like. You have to sell me on the creep. That's my personal thing.
So he's Conan the.
Still the barbarian.
No, I'm saying he's the barbarian.
Yeah.
Sell you on what? That's what he is. He's a.
Okay, but he's still a barbarian here. But I can.
Cool.
There's something about it. There's more to him.
Yes, because he's a barbarian in the other ones. He's not Conan the Barbarian with feelings. He's just Conan the Barbarian.
He's not Conan the Barbarian with feelings with this either. It's just like I don't know. I just get it more. I don't know. I think that I guess they sell the nihilism a little bit more in this. Like they really sell him being like everything sucks. It's like you just gotta do what you gotta do when you can do it. And maybe Wonder Woman being there helps balance it.
Okay,
that's one thing I will say. This is like a great crossover in the sense. One of my firm things about crossovers is you can't put someone forward at the expense of one of the other people participating. Conan and Wonder Woman very much share the spotlight here.
Thank you for the coffee.
You're welcome.
They share the spotlight here, and they very much share the attention. And I don't feel like Wonder Woman is a sidekick in the Conan show, and I don't feel like Conan is a sidekick to the Wonder Woman show. And that's a delicate balance. You'd think that would be easy in crossovers, but a lot of them get it messed up. And again, they still highlight what makes these two characters who they are, and the kind of the worlds they inhabit, and the philosophies that they inhabit, and kind of contrast that with both of them learning a little bit something from the other. Not like in a "what did we learn today" sort of, like at
the end of a He-Man.
No, yeah, exactly, much better than that.
Today's episode, the Sumerians were fighting against the Aquilonia.
They I don't know. I really like what Gail and Aaron Lopresti did. I really like the art. I really like the themes, and I think that.
Let's see some more.
Oh yeah, let's see it. That's him. Look, that's Conan using the lasso of truth.
Oh wow,
that's pretty great, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
Let me see that shot of that splash. Of Wonder Woman being all. Damn, she's a woman. Oh my god.
Yeah, what a wonderful woman.
Show me one with Conan with no clothes on.
I don't have that. I do it. Oh, that's a good.
Oh boy, look at that!
Damn, son. Yeah. Do they bang in this?
I asked him that. He doesn't want to tell me for spoiler's sake.
No banging. No banging.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah. No, it's not an X comic.
It doesn't have to be.
That's right.
They can bang off
screen.
Off screen.
There's a little affection, and again, an ending that some people might think is cheesy. I really liked it. I am gonna just it's an A9 for me. I really like low 8-9, another AA minus.
Sure.
Really like it.
Cool.
Really like what it did, and then we have my biggest.
All right, so many questions.
Talk to me about
Great,
this book.
so many questions.
Is this a World War II era book?
Yeah.
Okay.
World War I, right? Or is it World War II?
I thought it was World War II.
Wait, hold on. It's 1917.
Oh, it's World War I.
Yeah, World War I. All right, great. So Matahari, booked as the original femme fatale, famous spy, famous. Why don't we build a little bit to this, and I'll go into my cranky again. All right, so.
So we were going to talk about Matahari, now we're not.
We'll still
teasing you.
We'll get there.
We've got some customers in the store.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
Fine. You guys need some help?
All right.
We called earlier about the Garbage Pail.
So great.
Kids.
So great. So as Phil be feeling with the Garbage Pail Kids, I'll do the final
for best writer.
Best writer.
So we've been all over the place with the Crankies. You can go back and watch all of Andrew's Crankies. Crankies are our awards, like our Oscars.
Yes.
Every year we're going to do the Crankies. Andrew's going to handle the comic side of things. Then we're going to talk about, all of us are going to probably just going to sit around and talk about movies, what our favorite movies were. And whatever we feel like saying and talking about for the year is basically what we're going to give the Cranky to. Yeah.
I went overboard with it.
Like you do, as an Andrew does.
As an Andrew does. Well, no, because it was.
We were like, Andrew, you want to pick a couple comics to give awards to? He's like, sure, I'll pick 30 with 70 different categories.
There was an original draft of the Crankies that was 5 awards. But it was only the past 5 or 6 months. It wasn't my year-end thing. So I thought what was my year? What was my comic 2017? And that's where all those categories came
Yeah,
from.
best use of red.
Yeah, best use
Best
of...
font.
Well, you know what? You'll never see best use... You won't see Mary Poppins in best use of red.
I don't get it.
So that's an inside joke. There was a famous... I don't know if it was real, but it was like one of those urban legend things. Travers said that she didn't want the color red in Mary Poppins as one of her ridiculous demands. Again, that's an urban legend type thing. That's for Disney fans.
We're all over the place here.
All right.
We're talking about the Crankies.
So
how Andrew made 70 Crankies up, like.
Yeah.
Well, listen. He has opinions, and we want to hear them. So it's fine.
I have a lot of.
We would rather Andrew go overboard than underboard.
Yeah.
Wait.
Our crankies are just going to be like worst movie of the year, Last Jedi. Period.
Yes.
Like, that's really it.
Worst use of Luke Skywalker.
Last
Jedi. Worst director, Ryan Johnson.
Worst movie with a joint in. Last Jedi. No, I don't endorse that opinion. I was going with the bit anyway. I don't want to get edited.
These opinions are
man. We all we talk about. We do have fun.
I said this in the store. I come into the store every time saying I'm not going to argue with Justin about Last Jedi.
There's a sign on our wall that says this place has gone 0 days without.
Yeah, it's always right. We just changed the Last Jedi. I have a lot of TV opinions, so when we'll talk about anyway. Best writer. A lot of great. First off, right off the bat, Jeff Lemire, James Roberts. There were a lot of contenders for the best writer position, but I went with someone who I hugely respect. Someone who kind of gave me a writing tip once, and like someone who I hope could emulate as a writer. I see Penelope making faces.
I'm fine. I'm just trying this out.
So great. That I hope to emulate myself sometime. So
I'm going to emulate some of the stuff in the book Penelope's reading.
Anyway, so we'll get to it. Kelly Thompson.
All right, you really... The Gem and the Misfits has come up so many times.
This book is...
That specific issue has come up so many times.
Because it was best artist, best singular issue, and best writer.
Yeah.
Kelly Thompson. Yeah, so
she also... I got
Mega Print. She did Mega Print.
That looks like... Who did the Adventure Time and then the other one? What was the other one that looked like Adventure Time from a few years ago?
Bravest Warriors?
Bravest Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Bravest Warriors-esque?
It's in the same imprint, Kaboom.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a wholly original idea by Kelly Thompson and the artist Brienne. I can never say her last name, Drew Hard.
Yeah, her.
Drow Hard.
Sure.
Yeah, and the same colorist, my best colorist, M. Victoria Rabata.
Yeah.
And then, who also did this as well? And then she also did they did a spin-off miniseries of the recent Ghost, another polarizing film, the recent Ghostbusters.
I haven't seen it. I can't speak on it.
I have only ever fallen asleep on 2 movies in my entire life. One of them was the second Harry Potter movie because I had worked 24 hours straight at that point after seeing it. And the second one was that Ghostbusters movie. So
you're a woman. You're supposed to love that movie, Penelope. That movie was made for you.
Oh my god! Anyway, so Kelly Thompson. But we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about her version of those characters.
Yeah.
And so Kelly Thompson. I love her writing style. She's really first off, her writing style is very, very smart.
Guys, if you need anything, let us know. We're just over here babbling.
No, I let them know that when they're ready.
She's very trope aware. She's very we keep going back to this individual issue because I like it so much, but yet very smart when it comes to characterization. She's very good at making her dialogue natural and it doesn't seem forced. And it was so interesting when I told you she gave me a writing tip once. I had asked her about a certain passage about in last year there was a part of Gem where Jerica tells her love interest, whose name's escaping me right now.
Bill.
Rio?
She tells Rio that she is Gem. And
finally, after 30 years.
Yeah, and basically like they skip her confession and then they go and then there's other plot happening and then they go back to it. And it was just really cleverly done. And I asked her about that and she goes like, well, there's nothing that the audience doesn't already know.
Right.
So it's not really, pertinent to have that. And that's like such a basic thing that I didn't think about. But like but it is like a cool little touch. And there's like just so much of that in
What's awesome about that is like think about a Spider-Man movie. They always feel like they have to do the origin every movie, and everyone knows it. And this writer's smart enough to skip all that. Like people who are reading this know the character, know the history.
Yeah, but and
right?
The other thing,
look at the lipstick on this girl.
And it's not that bad though, because even if you're a new person who's never picked up the comic in their life before, they can still come into it and they can still. They can still gather.
Mom rushing you.
They can gather stuff from context.
What time is it?
So
He has 3 minutes until 6 o'clock.
All right.
So I got to wrap everything. But then I have to do the count anyway.
Yeah, but you didn't do the count.
I know, yeah.
Oh, we can talk. We can film you counting, and you can talk while you count.
Good idea.
Yeah, we still got another person, so in case I have to do another sale. But yeah, so very, very smart, very, very natural dialogue, very well-structured stories.
Cool.
It interests some of the most genuine writing I've read in a while, and some of like the most taking basic, no-nonsense things that I wouldn't think about and turning them into something cool.
All right.
So she's really, really cool.
Makes sense. She came up so many times in your recent, in your what
so
you've
like
been
my
talking
idea
about.
behind the Crankies is like like the Oscars, a lot of films win multiple things, or at least nominated for multiple things. So I figured it's the same thing with.
Sure.
You'll see some stuff popping up more than once.
Yeah.
Especially Jen and the Misfits #4, because I really like that.
It's literally been almost on every one.
Well, no, at least 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out of
okay.
7?
Yeah, I guess that sounds right.
Wow.
So I guess I have to talk about Matahari now. I might change how I'm talking about this.
Oh, because mom's here.
No,
because there's children here.
there's small children.
Yeah.
No, I can't. There'll be on the book 6 weeks. Sorry. So Matahari. I don't know how to. Oh my god.
All right. Well, we could say it has adult things going
So
on.
there are adult things. It's a very adult subject, a very famous subject. But what makes this interesting is it's written and drawn by 2 women, and it's edited by a woman. And it's like the idea is that they wanted to take this character and no matter like
You would think that she'd be written and drawn with a male gaze,
she
kind of.
throughout the history, even though she's a historical figure, she's been represented via the male gaze. And like I've never talked about an afterword in any comic I've ever talked about. The afterword of this comic is so fascinating because it's the writer Emma Beebe talking about how she read a Matahari biography on a whim and how it basically. It kind of changed her perspective on it and made her want to tell her story. And she notes that, Matahari is not an innocent, and Matahari is, obviously does bad things in the course of her life and did bad things. But there's also other nuances to her situation. And this is a story about nuances. This was such an enjoyable read and such an unexpected. I bought this out on the whim, similar to her reading the autobiography. And it was so refreshing and it was so interesting, and there was a lot of So here we have the art by Ariel. What's that last name? Christine Tania, and it's really, really interesting and fluid, and it's not scratch. It's clean. But it kind of has like a vintage quality to it. It's kind of like photographs.
Sepia tone.
Yeah,
yes,
it's exactly.
That's exactly what it is, and it's really, really interesting. That's also
you can tell it's a period piece because of that.
Yeah, that's also due to the coloring work, also by Pat Mazzioni.
See where coloring comes into
play. Yeah, and so it's an interesting layered modern take on a very dated subject matter, and it really made me think about Matahari differently.
Did you really think about Matahari before this?
Well, no, I would occasionally.
Everybody's heard of the name.
I know the name, but I got the war wrong. I just knew it was she was like a spy propagandist during a war.
Right, exactly. No, so Spy said,
she was sort of a seductress kind of lady.
The original femme fatale. That's the thing that gets thrown around all the time. But like this is reminding you that she is a person. And people are complicated. Even if, she might not be a good person. And that's something that the book really wants to, even if she isn't an innocent, she also...
What's the writer's name? Ariel?
Emma Beebe.
Oh, who?
The artist is Ariel Christentina.
Okay.
Also, and really, really quick, and this is the last thing I will... It is also edited, like I said, by a woman, Karen Berger, who basically is one of the most underrated editors in the history of comics. And the reason I say that is because Sandman wouldn't exist without her. Vertigo wouldn't exist without her, and Grant Morrison wouldn't have come to the West without her. Grant Morrison. He would have been in the Highlands still. Right. So, so she has really fundamentally changed the comic book industry, and a lot of people don't know her name. And it was an interesting thing to see her attached to this.
Who put this out?
Dark Horse.
Cool.
But also through she has her own imprint now, Berger Books.
Sounds tasty.
And delicious, right? Not as good. Is it? Where would you put it along with Wahlburgers? So this is an easy A. This is, I fundamentally, it's beautiful art. Really, really, like, again, I don't want to say too much. I can't say too much about it. Certainly not what I was going to say originally, but
for more info, check out Andrew's comments in the video.
I don't know when it's going to go out, but I am going to be reviewing.
Banging in it.
I don't think there was actually.
There was a little.
I saw some.
There was a little, and there's the promise of more.
Okay.
So, but again,
it's like my life.
So yeah, I will be reviewing this for You Don't Read Comics. There's a selection of comic book reviews on that website, along with a toy review of Power of the Prime Slug and a top 10.
Follow our Andrew because he is all over the internet.
I am.
Everywhere.
He is just writing reviews of Transformers and comics. Yep. And soon you're gonna be on another blog.
Yeah.
WMQ.
Maybe
Yeah. Oh, is that being announced officially, or did we just drop the ball?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe happening. You never know. He might end up there. He might end up on Bleeding Cool. I don't know. Who knows what he's going to
do. Yeah, who knows? I'm everywhere. The point is, I'm everywhere.
I gotta say something. Look how good the store looks behind Andrew in this shot. Just look at that. Look
I just want people to come to their own conclusion about that. I mean, this is tough over here. We got some boxes. Flag.
Just a box flag right now.
Yeah.
So just quick reiterate.
My mother said she's your number one fan. Mom, I think actually his mother is probably his number one fan.
Yeah, she's actually sitting over there saying, "Andrew, come on, you're running over."
Well, she likes this too. I don't know. Yeah, so just to recap, Matahari was the best thing I read. Wonder Woman Conan was a close second, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 24 was still a really. And
the Crankies for Andrew's books are now over.
Yeah,
Crankies continue, but
the comic book world. Yeah, you either got in or you didn't.
I actually have a comic of the week. I know I'm encroaching on Andrew here, but there's a certain Criminals book by Zdarsky and Matt Fraction that I read this week. And like you said about the foreword or the prologue there, you don't normally read the letters to the editor. Some of the best writing in a comic book I've ever read in my life was in the letters section of this week's SC comic. So it's number 22. You guys should check it out.
Cool.
You got to tell me about that later. That's not
so next week,
yeah.
On Fridays with Andrew, if we don't do any videos before then, but we wish we will, but instead of doing the Crankies and he'll do his books, we'll sit around and talk about some movies.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, or maybe Fridays with Andrew, just go back to being a Friday with Andrew and we'll do a separate video.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching. Andrew's got to go count the drawer.
Yeah.
And his mother's clapping in the background. And
goodbye, Black Bag of Mystery.
Black Bag of Mystery.
We're going to have this framed and put it up in the
No, we're not. We're going to put it where it belongs, in a bigger Black Bag of Mystery called a trash bag.
Hello, the shade packet wrapping.
You already have a hole.
Do I?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, there's more where that came from.
Oh, okay. Hello, shade packaging of Enigma.
As Todd McFarlane would say.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.